Hello everyone, it's Omae and welcome back to the brand new video. Today we're going to discuss the Kizuna Sugo Fist in depth, whether or not you should be pulling, where could you find value, and which part has the best legends and Kizuna rare recruits rate boosted. So first off, this Sugo Fist is going to be coming out in about 18 hours with part 1, and then part 2 will debut 24 hours after that on June 20th, 1900 PST. This is a regular Kizuna clash. Therefore, there are no support characters available here. So immediately the value is way lower compared to something like the previous month's Kizuna Sugo Fest, where we had also anniversary exclusive support rare recruits, etc. This is a way lower value banner. It's just a regular Kizuna with a 1.5x legend rate. So just generally, I must say, just looking at Robin and Saul's abilities, I don't think this is a character that you should be pulling for. I have a video before this talking about them in depth. If you want to check that out, go look at that. But I don't think this character is very high value. We will talk about the Nico Olvia in this video. She is a really interesting character. Would love to talk about her in a moment. And then on the step side of things, we will have a discount multi for step 1 with a 5 Rainbow Tavern Medal cashback. So essentially only half a multi cost for the first step. So you really can't go wrong with step 1 on both parts. But even then, I would recommend saving. One very interesting thing here is that we do have Atlas available, Strength Legend Atlas. So I know a lot of people, if you've had the Strength Legend Treasure Map Vegapunk, this is a character you really want to run alongside him. This is great to run because she's mainly a scientist tag unit and her special does quite a lot. So getting her to activate twice using the Treasure Map Vegapunk can make a massive difference, especially in something like co-op and also Super Boss Kizuna. So this is a really high value character and this is the first time she's debuting in a regular Kizuna banner. So definitely could be worth doing the first multi on part 1. We also have characters like Vasco Shot, who's really powerful in my opinion. He also has the double special activation. Sabo and Bonnie I think is quite underrated, but they aren't a legend that's used quite often. Other characters here, we have Figulin Garling, who has seen a bit more use in Rumble. Brooke I think is great in regular content. Katarina Devon, mediocre. Yamato Otama is so good, incredible legend. The Usopp and Lilith is still top tier, but most people will have them for free from the selectable legend pool in the mail. Vegapunk's horrible. Christmas Uta's great, but once again you could pick her from the selectable mail. Dory Broggy's whatever. Moria and Perona's decent. Lilith is aight. Black Maria is getting her super evolution, but you'll get free copies of her from the Pirate Rumble season. So overall, I would say the legends are kind of mediocre, I must say. Like, the Kizuna legends are pretty nice, but the regular legends are a bit of a miss on part 1. But here's where it gets interesting. The rate boosted Kizuna rare recruits. We have Hongo here. Now, if you do have the 12th anniversary Shanks and don't have BECKMAN Yasopp, you will want to run a red hair pirate tag unit who is a decent rumble cost. Now, we still don't have like a 20 cost option, but Hongo is your next best option after running BECKMAN Yasopp. This is a 30 cost rumble unit, so it's still a bit hard to use him, but he will fulfill the tag requirement, allowing you to get access to sub swap as well as the 30% CT reduction upon appearance for the 12th Annie Shanks, which can make a massive difference. He also has a pretty good kit overall, I would say, a really good Kizuna rare recruit. And then we also have the new Nico Olvia. So if you don't have Hongo and you don't have BECKMAN Yasopp, it might be worth doing the first multi on part 1, especially if you don't have Atlas on your account. But when we take a look at step 3 on either part, you do have access to a recommended character guaranteed. So there's a very good chance that you will be getting either the new Olvia or Hongo, which are both really high value characters. The Lilith is also a pretty good rare recruit for Kizuna as well. So I don't think you can go wrong with step 3. If you don't have Hongo, you don't have BECKMAN Yasopp, and you do have the 12th Annie Shanks. If you don't have Atlas as well, I highly recommend doing at least the discount multi. And step 3, I think, is where you should stop. Don't go further than that. Really no reason to. Part 2, though, I don't think is really that bad. We do have a lot of better regular legends, I would say. Van Ogre is still, in my opinion, a top 5 regular legend. I do need to make a ranking of regular legends, but Van Ogre is just unbelievably powerful. He allows you to get cooldown, reduces chain locks, weak chain locks should I say, provides a multiple stage chain boundary, and advantageous class effect buff. He swaps a specific unit into the captain, which you have control over. He also reduces barriers with his super class, and also is going to set the enemy's defense to 0 through immunities. So yeah, there's so much value in this unit. In my opinion, he's so busted. He also negates remove as effects. As a captain, negates special rewind and gives chain multiplicative buff. He's just so busted, in my opinion. Incredible legend. Frankie's amazing still. I think he's going to be still super powerful against strength super boss. We also have Nami. I think he's a really good sub character. And then also Halloween Uta and the Dofi Sugar is also a really powerful legend. So I think the regular legends are much better on part 2, but the rate boosted characters are not as great. Kashi and Yamato are not bad, but you really don't need them for any specific purpose, right? Dofi and the Dofi Pirates, still a really good Kizuna legend, great on quick rumble teams, but not a character you need. Dory Broggy, great in the strength super boss, so if you get him and Frankie, be really happy. And then we also have Sai and Leo, who's a bit of a whatever legend. So overall, I would say if you really want Atlas, go for part 1, especially if you don't have Hongo yet. But overall, I would say part 2 is stronger in terms of the legend pool. But that's my basic recommendations. If you have 1230 Shanks, no Hongo, no BECKMAN YASOPP, no Atlas, part 1 is your best bet. If you have the BECKMAN YASOPP, you have Atlas, then you really don't need to go for part 1. It's way better to go for part 2, especially with characters like Dory Broggy there and Van Ogre. So that's my thoughts on the best parts. I do think that step 3 with the recommended character has some value, but once again, regular Kizuna, 1.5x legend rate, no support rare recruits. There's really no reason to be pulling here, so I don't recommend it. But if you are, do the discounts on part 1 at least, and max step 3. Don't go beyond that, right? Remember, Robin and Saul and Olvia are both coming with 3 dupes fed in, so essentially pulling one of them on this debut banner is like pulling 4 copies of them in terms of level limit break. It's really, really good, right? So let's talk about Olvia and then we can wrap up the video. So Olvia is a strength striker cerebral character. The highlight of this unit is the fact that she provides a 2x attack, ore boost, and color affinity of 4 turns. 4 turns, right? So of course she is meant to be used with the new Robin and Olvia, and when you use Robin and Saul, when you use Robin and Saul, this will increase up to a 3.75x attack, ore boost, and color affinity. So even without that buff, a rare recruit giving this many turns of an attack boost, ore boost, and color affinity is unheard of, and it's also a really easy requirement. You just put a Robin as a support on her, or have a Robin in your crew. It's really easy. She also will give the enemy defense down to 0, not through immunities, but it's still helpful regardless. Reduce special bind by 7 turns, change only block orbs into matching, and heal 30,000 HP. She will also reduce strength, strike and cerebral dual units' switch effect gauge by 2 swaps. So great special bind reduction. If the enemy doesn't have defense down immunity, then you can also get around defense up, proc conditional attack boosts. You can get around death hits using that 30,000 healing. Pretty good orb manipulation. Unfortunately, not changing other types of orbs, only block, but still, it's really great. Overall, this is a one-of-a-kind rare recruit and extremely powerful in my opinion. Even if you don't buff this attack, orb boost, and color affinity, like this is great for like speed teams, for example. That 2x attack boost, orb boost, and color affinity, a lot of the times is actually enough in speed farming teams. So overall, I think she has a lot of purpose. She gets around death hits, she gets around special bind, enemy defense up, she procs conditional boosts, has some decent orb manipulation, and is providing a bunch of damage for a long time, right? Really solid special. Her support ability is also quite interesting, attaching to Robin, Saul, and Clover. On the final stage, will reduce the supported character's switch effect gauge by 2 swaps and reduce enemies' defense by 50% for a turn. Now, this is great. Yes, it's not a 100% defense down, but a lot of the time, the enemy has a burstable defense up. And sometimes that 50% can make the difference, which can allow you to burst through enemy defense up. Also, for proccing conditional boost, it's just a really powerful support ability. For instance, if the enemy has times 10,000 defense up, reducing that down to only times 5,000 with the support effect, a lot of the time can allow you to burst through it with pure damage, right? So overall, great support. Attaching to all Robins is the main one there, really powerful. Of course, no rumble abilities since it is a Kizuna rare recruit. But that's about it for Nico Olvia. I think she's a really valuable character to have, especially if you end up pulling the new Robin and Saul. I do think the Sugo Fest is a massive skip, but you really can't go wrong with step 1, at least on part 1. Beyond that, step 3 is where you should stop if you are a whale even. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I will have a video for Kizuna teams and talking about the Black Maria Super Evolution. I have a lot to say about that one, so excited to talk about her. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, and I'm out.